Hi, so it is possible to sell online even as a speaker. It is possible to take your thoughts, your ideas, your knowledge and monetize it. You don't have to give free information. You can sell the information that you have. Speakers are dispensers of information. And how can you take that information you have and sell it online? That's what this is all about. My name is Essien. Welcome to Public Speaking School Online, and I'll be teaching you basically how to convert your knowledge into cash using two channels or using platforms on the internet: WhatsApp and Telegram. A few years ago when I was told that you can make a lot of money from WhatsApp, I didn't agree, especially as it relates to me as a public speaker. I didn't agree that I could sell stuff from the internet. I didn't agree that particularly I could sell using WhatsApp and using Telegram. But what I'm going to share with you today will teach you what to do right now so that you can start selling online. You can sell your videos, you can sell your product, you can sell your audio materials and successfully do so online using WhatsApp and Telegram. Now, if for example you are already selling any product, whatever product you're selling, if as an entrepreneur, this information will also be valuable for you. So let's start with understanding WhatsApp. WhatsApp was created many years ago but was bought over by Facebook in 2014. Facebook bought WhatsApp for I think $19 billion and grew WhatsApp from a very small number to over 1.5 billion people. So 1.5 billion people use WhatsApp. WhatsApp is everywhere except in China. Okay, yeah, I hear WhatsApp is in China. China has WhatsApp, even though Facebook is not on WhatsApp. So you can do business with people in China and have them have conversations with you through WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is a messenger, is a chat kind of app, and it is very powerful. Why is it very powerful? Why is it more powerful than Messenger? And why is it even more powerful than Telegram? One of the things that WhatsApp has an edge over all of these other chatting platforms is because WhatsApp is usually integrated with your phone numbers. And so the moment you get somebody chatting with you up on WhatsApp, that number is most likely, in fact 95% of the times, that number is his own private number. The number he uses on WhatsApp is the number that you can reach out to him. You can call him. So you have things like WhatsApp calls. There's a platform, there's a part on your WhatsApp where you can call people. The fact that numbers are integrated with WhatsApp is very powerful. That means that you have access to people and you can build numbers. You can have phone contacts just because you have access to their WhatsApp. So WhatsApp is interesting. Let us just look at a few things about WhatsApp that you may not have noticed. Maybe you just use WhatsApp for chatting. So you can chat with WhatsApp. You can chat with anybody around the world. But a few things you want to pay attention to. The first thing is WhatsApp, forming WhatsApp groups. Remember when we spoke about the public speaker and the internet and how that Facebook wants you to do groups, wants you to form Facebook groups. WhatsApp also would have you have a number of groups. So you can create groups and use those groups to run trainings, online trainings. You can use a WhatsApp group as a funnel to direct people to a landing page, another landing page. You can use WhatsApp as a funnel, WhatsApp groups as a funnel to collect people's numbers. You can use WhatsApp group to form dynamic relationships with people, interactive relationships with people. So WhatsApp groups are quite powerful. And I'm sure right now you are in a particular WhatsApp group. So for a speaker, how do you run trainings using WhatsApp? Let me just give you that tip quickly. It's a very simple tip. So you can run a WhatsApp training on, you can do a WhatsApp training, paid training on WhatsApp, and this is how you go about it. The first thing you want to do is to have your topic right. Have your topic, the concept, what you want to share, very, very right. Have the content done already. The next thing you want to do is to create a WhatsApp group. Do you know how to create a WhatsApp group? It's very easy. Just go to your WhatsApp and then look at how to create a new group. You create a WhatsApp group and give it a powerful title. The title of the program you want to do, it has a limited number that it can take, and then also put your image, your group image, and then you're good to go. Now you have to copy the link. You copy the link and take that link to wherever, perhaps you want to do adverts on Facebook. You want people on your Facebook people on Facebook groups, people in your Facebook page to be directed to that WhatsApp group. So you write the posts, or what we call a sales copy. What will make people leave Facebook or leave wherever they find that copy into your WhatsApp group will be dependent on the sales copy. What is a sales copy? A sales copy is a written text or image or video that is meant to persuade people to take action, to do a particular thing. So a sales copy is what helps you get conversions. And one of the things we know in digital marketing is that when you write a sales copy, the goal of the sales copy is to get people to click on the link. So what you're doing is getting people to click on the link so they can join you in the WhatsApp group, and that can be very challenging. There are people who will click on your WhatsApp group link and then get to a certain interface and refuse to go any further. And then you see, so sometimes you notice people have clicked on the link, but they didn't join your WhatsApp group. Some people will go as far as joining the WhatsApp group, and when they join the WhatsApp group, the next thing they will do is that they'll exit the group. Has that happened to you before? What some people do is that when they create WhatsApp group, they quickly begin to add their friends and their relatives and their colleagues into that group. And because this is not what they wanted, these guys just exit the group. So if you're writing a copy, the copy has to be well done. A few elements that make a good copy is number one, the copy must have a catching header. It must be something that people want. And copywriting is a whole lot. I think I have a video on YouTube where I teach you how to write fantastic sales copies. This copy is designed to direct people to get into your WhatsApp group. If you're doing a paid training on WhatsApp, it is good to have two groups. The first group will usually be called the inquiry group. And the second group will be where the training will hold. So you write the text, the advert, or the sales copy, and then you place it on Facebook, or you place it on different groups, or wherever you want to place it. And then you put the WhatsApp link right there. You direct people to go to that WhatsApp link. In fact, if you can use an emoji directing people, like I do, you see me do my advert, directing people to go to that WhatsApp group or Telegram. When they click and they go to that group, they would see, they should get into the group, and then what should they get to see? Of course, you're waiting for them. There is a welcome text for everyone who's coming to the inquiry group. If you're going to do a paid training on WhatsApp, you should have two groups, the inquiry group and the group where the class will hold. So they move into the inquiry group, and when they get to the inquiry group, there is a welcome text waiting for them. You can also have a welcome image waiting for them. You can also have a welcome voice note waiting for them, so that when they jump into that stuff, they are going to get to hear your voice note and get to see your text. Now, the challenge with that is that on WhatsApp, when anybody comes into the group, he begins to see information from when you start posting. And so in having a WhatsApp group of that nature, you want to keep copying and pasting your welcome text, copying and pasting your forwarding and putting back again your introductory voice note, and uploading your image to welcome them. So it's repeated. Unlike Telegram, in Telegram, the moment you get into that Telegram group, you can go backwards and see all that has been done already, but not so with WhatsApp. When you get into WhatsApp, you get to only begin to see the information. So, but I'll tell you the difference. I will highlight the difference between WhatsApp and Telegram, and what advantage Telegram has over WhatsApp and what advantage WhatsApp has over Telegram. So when you do that, when you have an inquiry group, I would advise that you lock the group. You go to your group setting, and then you only allow admin to post in that group. Only allow admins to post in that group. Why is this important? It's important because in doing the advert and placing them in your Facebook groups, in your Facebook pages, your Facebook accounts, and sharing them here and there, A lot of unwanted elements may get into that group. A lot of spammers may get into the group, or people who are spammers and scammers. They may get into the group, and when they get into the group, if you allow that space, they'll begin to bring in all kinds of Ponzi schemes and all kinds of ideas that's contrary to the line of thoughts that you want to share. So until you're ready for the training and to control what goes on in that WhatsApp group, you want to lock the WhatsApp group. You lock it. So people come in and all they only see is the image that you're going to post, the welcome address, welcome text, and the welcome audio. Does this make sense to you? So it is in this inquiry group, as people get in, that you try to pitch them and encourage them to sign up for your paid training. You tell them about the benefits, you tell them about the offer, you tell them about why they should pay. You can do voice notes, you can do text, and you can keep doing that in that space. Anyone who is really interested in getting more information about that training, that paid training, will private chat you. So be reluctant to open that group. So once anybody makes a payment, what you're going to do basically is that you transfer the person from the inquiry group to the paid class where the group is going to hold. That's it goes. Every time anybody makes any payment, you move them from the inquiry group to the paid class. Now in the inquiry group, you must acknowledge that this person has made payment, and so he has been moved to the paid class. This notification will be shown to others who haven't made the buying decision or who haven't decided to join the class. Because they see that notification, they'll be encouraged to move to the next class. So you keep doing that. Every time anybody makes a payment or makes a payment to join the paid class, you move them to the paid class. Does this make sense to you? Now, so the paid class should also be locked. You most likely should lock it. Why? So if you have this number you want, if you have the number you want, you can now start the training on a particular day. You just do a countdown. You put your text, 3 days to go, 2 days to go, 4 days to go, 5 days to go, and then you have a countdown, and then the paid training can start. How do you now do your trainings as a speaker? You can use text. You can have written text you do, type, and post on that WhatsApp group. You can also use voice notes. There's a facility for voice notes on WhatsApp. You can use voice note, and don't do too long voice note, 5 minutes to 6 minutes. You can break it, do voice notes. You can also use images, images that you have already designed to help you do the training, do voice note, do images, and perhaps you can also do, you can share YouTube links, you can share ebooks, you can share audio material, you can share videos not more than, I think, 17 megabytes. You can share videos not more than 17 megabytes. To reduce the videos, what you basically can do is take the videos you've created for that program, make them short to InShot, InShot. So you go to your Play Store and then you download the InShot mobile app. With the InShot mobile app, it enables you to compress, aside editing your videos, it also enables you to compress the video to a size that you can use. You can divide the videos and compress them into a usable chunk that can be uploaded on your WhatsApp group for your training. You can also upload these things to YouTube. You can upload them to YouTube and then copy the link and place them, then allow them to go to YouTube to watch it. So that's how you run the trainings. And then of course you have to open up the platform so people can ask you questions and you can interact with them, get them to introduce themselves and so on. You can even have multiple speakers train using this simple platform. So if you want to do a paid training, you need to have two groups, the inquiry group and the paid group. It's always very nice that way. It always works. It's smooth that way. If you're going to do a free training, it's almost the same thing, but you don't have to have two groups. You don't have to have one group. Get people to come to that group and then go ahead and do the training. If you want to do a Zoom training or maybe a Zoom training, the thing about Zoom is that Zoom does not allow you to people to wait for the organizers. There's no place, there's no collection point. So you probably want to create a WhatsApp group so that people can come to that WhatsApp group and wait. And then of course you have the user ID or the link, the Zoom link there. Whenever it's time for the training, you just notify them, oh, it's 9 o'clock and then we're going to start doing this training. They will click and then they'll join you in the Telegram group. So WhatsApp is more like a funnel, it's like a collection point where people can come there and move from there to Zoom, move from there to Google Meet. In fact, I like Google Meet. Google Meet is an app used created by Google, just like Zoom, to either use Zoom or Google Meet. You can use that as a collection point to get data from people, to do MailChimp, to get them to put in their emails and so on and so forth. So you want to have use WhatsApp, create WhatsApp groups, and not allow people to come spam the group. And one of the things I noticed about WhatsApp groups is that if you're not careful, when people come to those WhatsApp groups, especially these scammers and spammers, they begin to private chat individuals in your WhatsApp group. And sometimes they even lie and tell these people that they are the admin. They are the admin and they want to get some code. And so your people will give them the code because of the seminar, and then they get to hack into their WhatsApp accounts and defraud people. So one of the things you also want to do is to announce on the WhatsApp group, to announce carefully that you are not going to call anybody and you're not going to request for any code from them. But you see, in doing the training and sharing your thoughts with people, people are going to read you, people are going to listen to you, people are going to watch the videos, people are going to click on the YouTube link. But that is not the only way you can get across to them. Another way is to call them. But before you go ahead to call them, you also have to notify them. Oh, look guys, I want to call a number of you. If you see a call, this number, it is me, and I want to talk about what we just discussed. So you're discussing about something, and you can call them perhaps to get conversions. This will work for people who run prospecting meetings, MLM people who run network marketing trainings on WhatsApp. So you have this WhatsApp group, and people come in there, you do your presentation, or all your people do their presentation in that group. And maybe the following day, you can all tell them that you want to call them, and they'll give you that permission. You can call them and convert and get a lot of results. You can also tell them to type on the wall, on the group, that you want them to call them particularly, and then you load and call them. The truth of the matter is that calling people who are on WhatsApp really gets higher conversions than if you just do the presentation and you get maybe 3 or 4 people in that WhatsApp group to sign up to whatever it is you wanted to sign them up, whatever you're pitching, whatever offer you're giving. If you call them, out of 256 people, you can have more sales. So that's how to run a paid training on WhatsApp and a free training, a paid training or a free training on WhatsApp. Does it make sense to you? Now, so let's talk a little about one more thing before we talk about Telegram. How else can you use WhatsApp to make a lot of sense? You can use WhatsApp for subscription. I do that a lot. I have a public speaking school on WhatsApp, all right? Just as much as we have here on Facebook. That WhatsApp is for only people who have paid for the entire program. And so you can pay in installments our program every month. So if you have like 100 people or 200 people who are paying you 2,000 naira every month for 1 year, that means one person will give you 24,000. Assuming the person is paying you 2,000 naira monthly, he will give you 24,000 naira. And if you have 100 people, if you multiply 24,000 by 100, you're talking about 2.4 million naira in a year. So you can create subscription groups. You can create subscription groups so that you have 100 people giving you 200,000 naira, 2,000 naira monthly, and then if you have 100, that is 200,000 naira. To give you 2,000 naira, and you have 100 people in that WhatsApp group, you give you 200,000 naira in a month. And of course, you have to give value. You have to give content in that WhatsApp group. You can run that subscription group for a year, for 3 months, for 2 months. You can run a school on WhatsApp. You can run a Bible school on WhatsApp. Okay, and that's also very fantastic. For those of us who are pastors, you can do a Bible school so that you put out your text content, you put out audio content, you put out video content on WhatsApp. And the beautiful thing about WhatsApp is that since it's a group, and since information is always coming in there, you can actually plan a real life meeting. So when they collect on WhatsApp and you do all of the trainings on WhatsApp, you can now tell them, look, we're meeting in Lagos. I want all of us to meet in Lagos. Let me tell you how I did a seminar in Lagos a few years ago just using WhatsApp. So I created a sales copy. Remember, it begins with your powerful, compelling sales copy. A sales copy is a written text meant to persuade. So I created a sales copy and I ran Facebook ads. I went to Facebook and I gave Facebook money targeting a certain session. In fact, Lagos. I wanted to do this meeting in Lagos. I wasn't in Lagos. I didn't live in Lagos. So I ran it, and the idea basically was to get them to click on the link and come to the WhatsApp group, the inquiry group. And so when they came to the inquiry group, in the inquiry group, I did a lot of texting, a lot of voice notes, encouraging them to make a payment. The payment was 2,000 naira, to get CDs so they can have access to that training. And so when a lot of them make payment to a bank account, I would acknowledge them and send them probably their seat reservation numbers. So at the end of the day, we had over 150 people who paid 2,000 naira, and we sent them seat reservation numbers, and then also does it make sense to you? So that's how I use WhatsApp. That's how I use WhatsApp to do a live training. So virtual members can actually turn out to become actual members just by using this very simple technique. So you can do a subscription group, you can do online to offline meetings, and you can do this very powerful. Of course, it's going to take your time. It's going to take your time, a lot of your time. That's why WhatsApp has created what is called Business WhatsApp. And I have a little challenge with it because it's mechanical. It runs with the autoresponder. It runs with an autoresponder. So that when people chat you up, there's an autoresponder introducing yourself and what you do. And so, since not everybody asks you the same question, I don't want to say hi and then you give me that profile. So that text, that return autoresponder text. So I don't really like Business WhatsApp, but it's a fantastic way that can work with you so that you can auto send messages to people who join your group or people who send a private chat with you. So WhatsApp is powerful, and there was a research done a few years ago on the difference whether people check their mails and whether people do WhatsApp. People still do check their mails. Email marketing is still very powerful. And by the way, as a public speaker, you need to have an email list. It's about building email lists. Email marketing still has its own place. But WhatsApp seems to have more conversion rate, have more click rates. The number of people who look at their WhatsApp, most likely because it's integrated to their phones, especially in Nigeria. I don't know about other countries. I know that in emails in other countries, the people look up their emails. When last did you check up your email as a Nigerian? So, but in Nigeria, we do more WhatsApp than we do emails. So, what else can you do with WhatsApp aside these things I've shared? You can, of course, grow a community. Let's talk about another very important part of WhatsApp, and that's your WhatsApp broadcast lists. The WhatsApp broadcast list enables you to broadcast messages to a certain number of people. So if you create, you can get numbers of people and form a broadcast list. The challenge is that you have 256 people, even in your broadcast list, just as you can do in your group, and so you have to create as many broadcast lists as possible. And why not so? So you can create broadcast lists for different categories of people. If you are in a group, maybe in a particular community where they only talk leadership, so you can go and get all their numbers and store their numbers and then create a broadcast list. That broadcast list is meant to reach out to, that they are leaders, so you send leadership messages. In fact, your first message should be such that you introduce yourself so that they can store your number. Your first message should be so that you introduce yourself properly and tell them where you got their number from so they can store your number. If they do store your number, what that means is that they will start seeing what's going on your WhatsApp status, and you will see what is going on their WhatsApp status. Isn't that a great idea? So, but before we talk about that WhatsApp status, let's talk about the broadcast list. So you can create as many WhatsApp broadcast lists as possible in different categories, and then send messages accordingly to these different WhatsApp broadcast lists. It's very powerful. It gets directed to your phone, and once in a while, some people just check this out. And chances that you can actually pitch and sell something and people will buy. So let's move from broadcast list to WhatsApp status. Now, I said something very powerful. When I go for meetings, public speaking meetings where we have 100, 500, 1,000 people in that meeting, I would introduce myself so powerfully, I'll engage them so powerfully, and when I'm done, I'll give my phone number. I'll tell them that I want to be their friends. I want to save their numbers, and then I'll tell them to store my number. If they store my number, and then send me hi on WhatsApp. When they tell me where they're calling from, how they got my number, and then I would also store their number. The moment I store their number and they have stored my number, we start seeing each other's WhatsApp status. I want them to see my WhatsApp status because my WhatsApp status is like a billboard. My WhatsApp status is like my banner. My WhatsApp status is like my television station. So I want them to see it. The more people I have, in my contacts. And the more people who have my number in their contacts, the more I get people to see my WhatsApp status. Have you gone to your WhatsApp status and seen the number of views on your WhatsApp status? You see people from your contact who look at your views, who see it. Sometimes it can be 100, 200. There are people who have views on WhatsApp status as much as 1,000, 500, 600, 600 views, 700 views, 1,000 views. Now, what that means is that if those people can convince prospects and convince customers that their WhatsApp status is hot cake, they can actually get them to pay them money to advertise on the WhatsApp status to their own clients and to their own people. That means that some companies can pay influencers to advertise their products on their WhatsApp status. Do you get the point? And that's powerful. I know a lot of speakers and trainers who also advertise other people's products and services on their WhatsApp status and get paid. Sometimes they can charge 5,000. Now the WhatsApp status has over 30 outlets. You can not do more than 30, and you have the opportunity to put audio links like Anchor.fm. You have the opportunity to put text. Excuse me. You have the opportunity to put text. You have the opportunity to put videos of not more than 30 seconds in 30 spaces. Now, and they last for just 24 hours. So if you get 30 people to give you 5,000 naira to advertise on your WhatsApp status, that is about 150. Okay, that's about 150,000 naira. And they would have made that kind of money on a daily basis because it's for 24 hours. They would have made 150,000 naira from their WhatsApp status. They grew their WhatsApp status to that point by collecting numbers and having those people also have their numbers. That's how it works. You must have the person's number and you have the numbers. Someone said, how do I go about it? So when I go for meetings, I tell people to send me a message and I want to be their friend. That means they have my numbers and I have their numbers. And that increases my phone contact and they're going to see my WhatsApp status. Another way is that when people add me into certain groups and I know that this group is maybe a leadership group or a personal development group or a business group, I'll go and I'll literally do that manually. I'll get my staff to do that. I'll get all their numbers and store them with names that I can remember, names of that particular group. And then I will now send a very compelling message introducing myself and telling them they should store my number because I have some gift for them, some video that if they store my number and tell me they have stored my number, I would respond by giving them a free gift, a high value video, audio or something. If they do that, then we can both have our contents for each other. All right. So that's very powerful. So you can go to people's WhatsApp, your WhatsApp group, and then get numbers, and then store them. The idea basically is you want to have them see your WhatsApp status, and then have them, and then you also see their WhatsApp status. How else can you use WhatsApp status to grow yourself? You can use WhatsApp status to direct people to a website. You can use WhatsApp status to direct people to a website. Do you get that? You can use WhatsApp status to direct people to your website. So you put your link there, and people go to your website, go to your YouTube videos, YouTube channel. They can go to your, they can go to your landing page. You can go to your sales page. So, like I said, WhatsApp status is a billboard, and it is quite powerful. So we talked about 3 things today. We've talked about your WhatsApp group. We've talked about your WhatsApp broadcast list. We've talked about your WhatsApp calls, calling people. Anybody in the world, you can call them. We also talked about your WhatsApp status. These are 4 things you can use WhatsApp to do. Now, to use WhatsApp, you can use WhatsApp for subscription groups. You can use WhatsApp to do trainings. And now, there's a particular thing I like to talk about WhatsApp that will help you, and it's WhatsApp video conferencing. Now, the challenge with that is it's almost like Zoom, and it can take like 5 people at a go. The challenge with that is that it's not recorded, because with your Zoom you can record and Zoom can accommodate more people. Do you know that you can do a video call on WhatsApp? Most of you have done video calls on WhatsApp. So you do your video calls, you're seeing the person is also seeing you. So you can have a 3-way call. You can have you seeing this other person and you bring in a third party. All right, so you have a video conference in that regard. You can also do a video call and have 4 and have 5. You cannot do more than 5 at a go. And so you guys can have a 1 hour, 2 hour meeting, just having that video conference. You can do a training doing video conference. You guys see yourself, talk to yourself. If you have a good network, I mean, usually that's always a challenge we have in Nigeria. That can suffice for long. You can use that to do prospect meetings. If you are into multi-level marketing, you can get people to your people to come to the video conference call, and then also get them to bring your upline, so you have a three-way call, and then you guys see yourself and ask questions on WhatsApp. You can also do that on having a WhatsApp group where people can share information. Create a WhatsApp group of 3 or 4, and then you share information. You can do that the same thing on Facebook. So video conferencing on WhatsApp is fantastic, and I'm sure you should also go and give it a shot. Give it a shot. It will help you to improve your business. So that's WhatsApp. So begin to use WhatsApp and see how you can get a lot more results. So let's talk about Telegram, because we're not just talking about WhatsApp. Let's also talk about Telegram. Now, when people buy products from me, do you also know that I send the information to them in documents on WhatsApp, video documents on WhatsApp, pictures on WhatsApp? Okay, and there's a way you can send quality pictures with the same megabytes by sending those pictures as documents to people's WhatsApp rather than just sending it as an image. That will keep the quality. So photographers who do a lot of stuff send you your pictures through documents. If you have done this interaction, this will make a lot of sense to you. So a lot can be done on WhatsApp. People can receive important documents, slides, files, videos on WhatsApp than they will do WhatsApp rather than do emails. So the number of openings, people open more WhatsApp than they open emails. And that's why you start paying attention to that. And you can use it to do a whole lot. Now let's talk about Telegram. Telegram, it's like that, huge, started a few years ago, and it is trying to compete with WhatsApp, obviously. So it allows you to have more than 20,000 people or more. Some people say 200,000. I've not seen a Telegram group that has up to 200,000. Although I've seen a Telegram channel. Sorry, WhatsApp is close to my mouth. I've seen a Telegram channel that's close to 200,000. So what's a channel? There's a difference between a Telegram channel and a Telegram group. A Telegram channel is a one-way street. It's like your television station on Telegram, where people are added to that and they can only receive from you. They can't comment, they can't suggest. It's like a channel. You're putting information out there. There's no feedback. If you want to get feedback, then you create a Telegram group. So a Telegram group allows for the two-way conversation with you and your clients, or you and people who are in that group. So you can have as many as 20,000 or more people in your Telegram group. Now the difference between Telegram and WhatsApp is that if anybody comes in today to that Telegram group, he can go back up and see all the information that was put out there. Back up. I'm sure you know that. And you can also see what is putting out there. All right, and you can also restrict people on Telegram. A lot of things you can do with Telegram. Now, what is the challenge with Telegram, and why would I say that you do more WhatsApp than you do Telegram? Because practically everything you can do on WhatsApp, you can do on Telegram, and Telegram with much more. The challenge with Telegram is that Telegram is not integrated to phone numbers. All right, it's not integrated to phone numbers, and because of that, there's a challenge. So if you want to use the strategy of calling people, that becomes a lot more difficult. Because you have a person's Telegram contact, it does not mean that you have his phone contact. And so at best, you can secret chat him. There's something called secret chat on Telegram, or you can call him, or you can do a Telegram chat, but you cannot call him. Not so on WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, you can private chat him, and you can equally call him. Call that number. If you call him and it's not his physical number, it's not his landline, is a number, it can be most likely his WhatsApp phone number. You can call him, you can video call him. Does it make sense to you? So that's one challenge Telegram has. Now, one other challenge I noticed about Telegram, and that's what makes it different from WhatsApp, is that Telegram has not as much engagement. There is much more, because WhatsApp is integrated to people's phone numbers. People are more on WhatsApp than they are on Telegram. Now, you can be on Telegram and you're looking at your phone and you see 30 people online. It shows 30 people are online. It does not mean that those 30 people are on Telegram. They can be online on Facebook, and they are most likely online on WhatsApp, viewing WhatsApp status, chatting with people. Does not mean they are on Telegram, even though they've been receiving a lot of your messages from Telegram. So that because of that, the engagement on Telegram is not as much. It's not as much as the engagement on WhatsApp. Of course, WhatsApp has 1.5 billion people, but Telegram just got to 500 million people. However, the same thing you can do on WhatsApp, you can do on Telegram. Telegram can be your collection point where you gather information, or where you gather where you get people to come in there and then you collect their data for future use. So that's how to use WhatsApp and Telegram to make money. So how do you make money? You make money by selling trainings. You sell trainings. Okay, so you can sell paid trainings and people will pay you. If you have people pay you 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 naira for your WhatsApp or Telegram meetings, imagine that if you have 30 people do that at 2,000, that is 60,000. If you have 30 people do that at 5,000, that's 150,000 naira. And when you come, like there's a certain lady I know, she's into training. She does, she teaches people how to make a particular kind of cream that can beautify the skin and take out blemish and all kinds of disease from the body. And she's become quite popular. She does a lot of WhatsApp trainings and she charges, I think it's 10,000 naira. All she needs is 50 people to sign up. So what she does basically is that she runs ads and directs people to an inquiry group. When you come to the inquiry group, she tells them the importance and she shows them some pictures of how that thing was done and results, testimonials to people in that WhatsApp group. And she tells them for people to get to learn practically how to do it, all they have to do is pay 10,000 naira. So she puts an account number, people make the 10,000 naira payment, she transfers them to the real class. In that real class, she has already done short videos with her phone of how she did the production, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just short videos, and she's compressed them to a sensible length, so that when she does a little text, does some voice notes, she now uploads the practical videos for those people who paid to watch. So if she has 50 at 10,000 naira, that is about 500,000 naira. Even if she has 5, that is 50,000. If she has 100, she can do it weekly, or she can do it twice a week. So if she does 500,000 naira for 20 people on that particular kind of cream in a week, all she now needs to do is take out 50 or 60,000 or 70,000 naira and then dump it on Facebook advertising. She puts 10,000 naira per day on Facebook advertising, and then that's 70,000 naira in a week, so that in the last week she can get 50 people again. Because if you do 10,000 naira a day, you fill up any WhatsApp group. Because for you to get the kind of result you're looking for, you need to run advert. You need to put a lot of money in advert. People reach out to me who do MLM and they say, sir, I did 2,000 naira adverts, Facebook ads. I did 5,000 naira Facebook ads. And I said, okay, so you direct people to your group and you want them to sign up for at how much? They'll tell me, my sign-up fee is 39,000. Our sign-up fee is 50,000 naira. So you put in 2,000 naira into Facebook advertising, directing them to a WhatsApp group in order to get from each person 40,000 naira. You must be crazy. So you want, and when they don't get anybody responding to them, they are aghast. They're like, what's happening? This thing is not working. So you want to reap, you want to get a lot of people coming to the group, and then it doesn't work that way. For you to get quality people, you need to pump in enough money on your adverts, 10K a day, of between 5K, between 2K, 3K, 5K, 10K a day, and do it consistently for 7 days. You will attract enough people. The number of people that it will reach will be so many, and then you will attract enough people to come to that WhatsApp group. And if you do your targeting right, these people you can increase your conversion rate. You can fill up one WhatsApp group, fill up another one, so you can have as many inquiry groups as possible, and fill those groups. Then do your pitching, and then take people out. So if you do 70K on Facebook advertising in 1 week, you're most likely going to get 500,000 naira in return. So that lady, she did that. I'm telling you about something that worked. So that lady does that and gets like 500K every 2 weeks. So she does this week, she makes 500,000 naira. She takes that 70,000 naira. She has made profit of 430,000. Put 70K back into the advert, into the Facebook advertising, to draw out more traffic into different inquiry groups. She pitches for them to make payment of 10,000. All she's looking for is 50 people to give her 10,000 naira, and she has made another 500,000 naira the next month. So in a month, she makes 1 million naira from WhatsApp training. So if you don't want to do 50,000 naira, you can do 2,000 naira. You can do 2,000 naira training. You can do 3,000 naira training. You can even pitch for free. You can do a training for free and give so much value. Give so much value. If you give so much value in your WhatsApp trainings, through text, through voice notes, through sharing links, through sharing materials, through sharing documents, people will respond to you. If you give so much, because value attracts resources. And that's the problem. A lot of people tell people to come for free trainings, and they come to that WhatsApp group and they don't get as much value. People are very smart. People don't just part away with their money. They need to be sure that whatever they're going to receive from you is quality. So if you're doing any training as a speaker or as a trainer, make sure you give value. What I do is I take some courses that I teach and I give it out as value, and people respond accordingly. Now, because you see, people can hear the same material again and pay for materials the same material again because they want to hear it again. And they're thinking in their mind that if this content that is free is so valuable, how about the paid one? And that's the truth. How about the paid one? Now, the beautiful thing about getting people to make payments, from free to payment, from inquiry to payment, is that anybody that has made payments to you and got value for that payment, from the thing you're offering, the service you rendered, or the product you sold to him, or the course or training you did to him, the person is more likely to pay you again. Oh, I have somebody who started up paying $2,500 for a 1 day's training. The person got so much value and said, you know what, George, what other materials do you have? I told her, the lady, I told her my materials cost $37,000. The audio materials I had cost $37,000. And she credited my account and got all of them. She joined my subscription group and then paid $150,000 just to be in that subscription group. So a paying person is a paying person. A person who makes payments, from WhatsApp can buy other products, other back-end products that you have. Does this make sense? So this is how to make money as a speaker using WhatsApp. You can do that through selling training. You can do that through selling your ebooks. You can do that through selling your audio. You can do that through selling your videos. You can use WhatsApp to direct people to your YouTube channel and then increase your subscription, because you see, the more people you have who view your subscription, the more money. In fact, if you have up to 100,000 people, is that 100,000? Yeah, 100,000 people view your video on YouTube. YouTube pays you a certain amount of money. So get more involved with using WhatsApp. It has more traction, it has more engagement. Also use Telegram to collect data and to have as many people. Use Telegram to build your huge communities. If you are a networker and you can get all of your members to be on Telegram, all of the people in your team to be on Telegram, so you can give them updates and information. So WhatsApp and Telegram are two powerful channels and platforms that you should be using as a speaker. Did you get value? Did that make any sense at all in this brief interaction? I tried to go practical. I want you to try as much as you can to look back at your WhatsApp and try to click some of those things. Look at your WhatsApp status. See how many views you have in your WhatsApp status. Do you have broadcast lists? I mean, the people who send me devotionals every day, devotionals every 2 days. The people who I see stuff, I look at their WhatsApp status because they have quality information. They're always giving out their quotes, videos, and then it draws me to them. I'm looking at what they say. I want your email address. I can give them my email because of the kind of quality information that they have. And I also told you today that you can build your WhatsApp status to the point where people can start paying you so you have many views, and people can start paying you to have them advertise on your WhatsApp status. Just WhatsApp status works like Facebook stories, works like Insta stories, and this is quite powerful. Did you get value? So start engaging WhatsApp today. Remember that we're living in a digital age, and a lot more things will come up. WhatsApp is even planning to monetize WhatsApp status. I hear that they may do that sometime this year or next year, and WhatsApp will become a lot more dynamic than it is. So start taking advantage, build your communities, collect your data, and make a lot of sales using WhatsApp and Telegram. God bless.